Welcome to the Plus Add-on tutorials. Today we're gonna demonstrate client's custom post type listing widget. For the client widget, you need to have a client post type and it's a proper post. You can add the client post type using the plus settings. From the plus settings, you will have a client post type option. From there, you need to select the plus post type. This is the default post type, and if you already have a theme and it have custom post type for the clients, you can select this option. In this option, you need to connect the post name and the category taxonomy. You can see the screenshot, and using that you can put the values and connect your theme based post type. But for this example, let's keep the plus post type. If you want to change the post type name, you can use these options, but by default it will be the plus clients and the plus clients category. Once you change the settings, just press the save and you will have a new custom post type available here. From that custom post type, you need to create different clients. For example, you can create the client like this. You need to put the name of client, then you can select the categories. You need to upload the image. You can put the URL, and after adding all the details, you need to just publish that custom post type. We are assuming you already have all the post types created, and with the categories selected, we already put the dummy data here. And now let's get back to the widget section. In the widget, you have the content tab. In the content tab, you have the content layout options. In content layout options, first of all, you need to select the styles. Then you have the layout option. You have the grid, masonry and carousel options. We will get back to the masonry and carousel later in this video. Then you have the minimum height option. Minimum height option is for the icons. That option is responsive option, so you can manage that in different devices. Then you have the content source options. In the content source, you can decide which category you want to show. If you remove all the categories, it will show all the posts which are available in your post type. Then you have the maximum post display value, so you can select the value as per your needs. Then you have the offset post. That means if you put any number, those number of posts will be deducted from the listing. Then you have the ordered by option. You have various options to choose from. Then you have the ascending descending options. So by these options you can manage the content source. Then as you have selected the grid and masonry, both the options have the columns manager. In the columns manager, you have the desktop, tablet and mobile values. You can select the column values for each of those three. Then you have the column gap space between, so you can manage the space between the icons. If you put the higher value, it will be like this. After that, in the extra options, you have the title tag, which you can use for the SEO purpose. Then you have the client title option. You can turn it on or off. Then you have the option for the category wise filter. We'll discuss about this in the later this video. You also have the more post loading options. We will discuss about this in later this video. In the style tab, you have the title, typography and title normal and hover color options. In the typography options, you have all the options available: font family, font size, weight, transform, style, decoration, line height, letter spacing. After that, you have the client logo style. In the layout style, you have the two different layouts. If you select the layout, it have the border, so you can select the layouts as per your needs. If you select the border layout, it will have the border color option. Then you have the CSS filter option. Those options will be for the normal and the hover. In the CSS filters, you have lots of options: blur, brightness, contrast, saturation and hue. You can select the values for the normal and hover. That will affect only on the image. It will not affect on the text area. Then you have the individual client background. You will have the margin option, inner padding option. Then you have the box border option, so that you can select the border box around the area. Then you have the border width option. You need to select the color. You also can select the hover color, so it will change on the hover. You also have the border radius option. You can manage the radius. That option also available for the normal and hover condition. You also have the background color option. Those options are available for the normal and hover condition. Then you have the box shadow option. Again, those options are available for the normal and the hover condition. You can see the difference. After the individual client background, you have the extra options. Those are the messy columns. We will discuss about messy columns later in this video. Then you have the option for the on scroll view animation. You can check our separate video from our channel about this. Now let's get back to the layout. First of all, you have the grid layout, and then there is the option for the masonry layout. In the masonry layout, you also need to set up the column settings from this. Except this, grid and masonry layouts, all options are same. But then if you select the carousel options are different. Once you select the carousel, the column manager will hidden from this content tab, and it will be in the style tab. Let's get back to the carousel option. In the style tab, you will find the carousel options tab. In the tab, you have the slider mode, you have the slider speed, you have the column options for the desktop, tablet and the mobile. You also have the next previous option for the one column or all visible columns. Then you have the slide padding option. You have various options like draggable, infinite mode, pause on hover, adaptive height, autoplay, autoplay speed. You can turn on or off as per your needs. Then you have the options for the dots. Once you turn on the dots, you have the options for the different styles and their cosmetic options. You also have the dots top padding, so you can adjust the top padding. You also have the on hover dots option. That means it will be visible only when you hover on that. Same options are available for the arrows. Those have the different styles, and according to the style they have their settings. It also have the on hover arrow option. Then in the carousel you have the center mode option. In the center mode option, you can select first of all you need to select the odd column sizes, so it should be a 5, 3, 7. Then in the center mode, once you turn it on, you have a center padding option. You can adjust that to get the appropriate look. Then you have the center slide effects. You have two options, scale or shadow. If you select the scale, there will be a scale options for the center slide and for the normal slide. You also have the option for the opacity of the normal slide. So you can adjust that. In the shadow section, you have the option for the shadow, box shadow for the center section and the opacity for the normal. After that, in the carousel settings, you have the number of rows option. You can select the different number of rows. So these are the options for the carousel settings. Now let's get back to the content tab. In the extra options, when your carousel will be on, you cannot have the filter and other options in the extra options. Now let's discuss about category wise filter. In the content tab, extra options, you can turn on category wise filter. In that, you have the different styles for the category styles. Then you have the hover style options available here. So you can select as per your needs. Then you have the alignment options for the filter. And in the style tab, once you turn on the filter option, you have the new option for filter category. In the filter category, you have the typography options. Then you have the inner padding, margin option, the color option for the normal and hover conditions. As per the style, you will also have the some extra options for the typography and the cosmetic options. You also have the box shadow options as per the styles. In the filter options, you can select all the filter or categories from the content source. Then let's get back to the another option, which is available as a messy column in the extra options. From the extra options, you can turn on the messy columns. And in the messy columns, you can adjust the columns padding above in a positive or the negative value. For example, we have kept column 1 padding 0. In the column 2, we have put 80. In the column 3, we have put again 0. And in the column 4, we have put 80. So it will have effect like this. Once you turn on the messy columns, keep in mind you have to select the options only for the columns you have selected. If you have a 4 column layout, so in that case you just need to put the values for the 4 columns. You need not to put any values for the 5 and 6. If you put any value in 5 and 6, it will mess up your layout. So keep in mind this special thing about the messy columns. After these options, we also have the load more plus lazy load options in the extra option. From the extra option, you can select pagination, load more and lazy load options. For example, in a load mode, you will have a button. You have the button text. This option more post on the click on scroll. That means once you click on this button, how many more posts you want to load. And the default values of the post can be managed from the content source. If you put the 4 number here, initially it will have only 4 posts. And you can adjust further post using this option. Then you have the load more typography for the button. You also have various options like border, border style, border width, border radius, the text color for the normal and the hover condition, the background, normal and hover, and box shadow options for the button. So these are the options for the load more. Then you have also option for the lazy load. In the lazy load, you just need to select the how many posts you want to load after the scroll, and initial values you can select from the here. You also have the option for the pagination. In the pagination, you have the option for the typography and their color variations. So these are the options available for the client post type. If you have any other questions, write us on the comment box below. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial on client custom post type. Subscribe our channel for more tutorials like this. Do check all the related links in the description below. Thanks for watching and keep crafting amazing websites. See you in the next video.